Hey, Karen.
Hey there.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Long time no speak, eh?
Yeah.
It's been a whirlwind, I tell you.
Yeah, you on your way back?
I am. I just stopped at my hotel for the night. Is in outside of Nashville, so um, yeah. Decided to only drive like 4 hours today because I had 8 hours left, and there's or maybe even nine. I think it was nine left. There was no way I was driving nine in one day. Like I'm just too tired, so split
Oh
it up.
yeah. Well, good.
Yeah. For sure. So now I'm just going to chill. I thought, well, maybe I'll start a space and see what everybody's been doing. So, how
Well, I'm
did you?
going.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was gonna say I was going to Showdown tonight.
Awesome. Did you go Saturday?
No, I was out of town. I met with It's like it was a cousins reunion.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me you were going to go to that.
Yeah, it was in LJ. It was really nice, and
Nice.
yeah, I did that most of the weekend. And Sunday, I went to the Braves game actually for the first time ever to that
The
new
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 stadium.
stadium. Yeah,
I
real
haven't been
nice.
there. Yeah. I'm
My
looking forward to it.
Yeah, that was my first time. I'm not a big sports person, but you got to go once. And then my nieces were we got a a whole bunch of us sat together, and then my nieces got to sing on the field before the game the national
Oh,
anthem. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of kids from their school, I think, singing. So it was nice.
that's awesome. Did the Braves win at least?
They did. They
Yay.
beat the Dodgers.
Nice. That's a good win.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very cool. Hey, Rick, how are you?
Hello there. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Let's talk about my Cubs.
What are your Cubs doing?
They're kicking butt, is what.
I've been busy, so I have no clue. We looked them up because we wanted to go to a game when we were in town, and they weren't there.
No, they're on the road. Yeah, yeah. Have you ever been to Wrigley Field?
Hell yeah,
Oh man, what a great ballpark, huh?
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Grew
fun.
up going to Wrigley Field.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right.
Yeah,
Did you go? Did you go when the bleachers were only a buck?
yeah, yeah.
Those were the days. Let me tell
Those
you.
were the days for sure.
Yeah,
So, are they in first place in their division?
yeah, they are.
Oh,
Yeah,
good for them.
they're averaging the most runs per game in the major leagues right now. So
Good for them. Are the White Sox still in last place? Or
yeah they're doing their thing too. Let me tell you, yeah. My poor
oh,
dad, his White Sox. Oh God.
yeah, I am
Nope.
a
No.
White Sox fan, but I will root for the Cubbies.
Yeah. Well, the first game I ever went to as a kid was a White Sox game because my dad was from the West Side, so he
What a
took me to
smart dad.
yeah took me to Old Comiskey Park, and
I love
God,
it.
that was fun. That old ballpark, that was so cool.
It was cool.
So,
It
and my
absolutely was.
my favorite player of all time was a guy in 1959 who was on the White Sox team that played the Dodgers in the World Series. He was number 10, Mr. Sherman Lawler, who was their catcher. And I think I've told this story before, but Sherman Lawler was so slow, he hit a base hit to right field and got thrown out at first base before he got there.
That's so sad.
But he was a great catcher, though.
That's
And
so
he had
sad.
great years with the White Sox. So I remember idolizing him as a kid. And then,
Aw.
then, then when I was able to go to Wrigley on my own, taking the bus or the train, then I went to Wrigley all those times. But
Yeah,
so,
I wouldn't do that
fun,
now.
yep, fun time growing up in Chicago.
Hell yeah, for sure. Are you and the missus going on any trips anytime soon before? I know you're going in the
We're going,
summer, but
yeah, we're going. No, we're going in July. Her mom is 94 years old. She's coming back early tomorrow morning. She was out there for 2 weeks. Her mom was in the hospital, and her sister was needed a rest. So she's
understandable.
okay now. She's all right now, but
Good.
she's a tough old lady. Her older sister is 102. So
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh, and they're still going strong.
gone strong. She takes care of 5 cats and a dog, and
Good for
so
her.
she's doing her thing. But they're at a point now where they really need someone to come in 3-4 days a week to make sure she's taking her medicine correctly and stuff like that.
Right.
So Linda went out there for a couple of weeks to give her sister a chance to decompress a little
Good
bit.
idea.
So she'll probably go out there again before we go to Europe in July. So
Yeah,
that
you definitely have to take care of the caregivers
that's right. That's exactly right.
for
And
sure.
her sister's had some medical problems too, and she was a fantastic nurse. But it's that time of life, if you know what I mean. You
Oh,
know.
I know. I've been
So,
there. Already done that.
yeah. So how was your trip?
Unfortunately. It's exhausting. I'm still in. I just got here. I was just telling Kieran, I just got to Nashville for my overnight stay. So I'm
Oh,
halfway home, a little over halfway home now.
that's a nice stopover.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I
who's
won't be
who's
doing
strolling
anything
Beale
because I'm
Street
just
tonight?
too. I'm sorry.
Who's strolling Beale Street tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you that I probably will not leave this hotel room because I'm just exhausted. It's been an exhausting week.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure it has been.
I'm just going to chill. And I thought I'd start a space and see what everybody's been up to and kind of have a little distraction. And
Yeah, I think everybody's excited about the World Series. Do you like the changes they've made to the way they're going to let you register and bring in cash and all that stuff?
well, I think there's a lot of unknowns. I definitely don't like being forced to have an app on my phone. Um, that I just am not that person. Like, you should not be forcing me to have an app. Like, I'm sorry, that's just not how it should be. I should have a choice whether I want to use the app or not. And so I will definitely be using the cage to sign up for tournaments, but unfortunately, I
Hmm.
still have to have the app because you get your seat assignments through the app.
Yeah.
So they're
Well, that's
forcing you to have the app, and I don't like that personally.
that's
I know some
that's
will absolutely love that and think it's the next cat's meow. And then, how many apps have we already had?
yeah.
Last year it's everybody sign up for, Bravo or whatever, so you can register online, blah, blah, blah. And now this year's another app. And, so yeah, I'm not about that life.
Unfortunately, that's the way it's going, my dear.
Well, and I just, yeah, whatever. And a seat assignment. Here we are, you hear Matt Savage and others arguing that we need to ban all electronic devices at the table, right? And then here, the WSOP says, hold my beer. We're going to make you use your telephone at the table more because we're going to
Except for the
force you to have this app and for seat assignments. And
what
okay, let me ask this question. I thought about this morning. So, sometimes they come around and they move a player from a table when they're starting a new table, right? And
right?
so, if my phone, like, I'm not a person that's on their phone at the table. Like, it's very unusual for me to have my phone out at the table. So, my phone is in my purse or in my pocket. And what if they call me out as a person that needs to come because they're starting another table? And my phone is put away, and I don't know that they
Yeah.
have selected me to move to another table. Or is that how they're going to do it? Are they going to still do a shoulder tap? Hey, I need you to come to, we're starting a new table. But if they're
Well,
using that app, unless I have my phone out the whole time, will I know that they're, so called paging me through that app to move to a new table?
I don't think they can do that. I really don't, because there's a lot of older people too that play that don't have apps on their phones and things.
Yeah,
But
but
that you did hear though that at the final 3 tables of the main event, they're not allowing any phones or iPads or anything.
right, right.
So
Of any
that
any tournament, it's not just the main event. Any tournament.
it's any okay. The final
When
three
they get
tables
to
of
the final
any
three,
of the
yep,
excellent, finally,
yep.
finally,
And there's
finally.
no coaching on the rails, which I don't totally agree with. and there's no communication in real time to the players at the rail. And so I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think part of it um, was, I was there when Scotty went to his rail and they talked to him about strategy. Um, so I don't necessarily agree with no coaching at the rail. I don't think there should be any electronics involved with that coaching, but I'm okay with a coach being like a person being there talking that, to them, but
Yeah, yeah. I
they're
agree
not
with you
going
there.
to allow any of that now.
Wow.
So
Oh
we'll see
well.
how that long that lasts.
Well, we're going retro.
Well, and you brought up older folks without cell phones. Well, I'm going to tell you, all seat assignments are going to be done through that app.
Well, that'll
All
be
seat
interesting.
assignments. So when you register, whether you register through the app or you register in line, your seat assignments coming to you through that app.
Well, let me tell you what's going to happen during the seniors event, especially the super seniors. You're going to see all those guys have their grandkids with them
Well, and you know that
and
most
have the
people
app on
do.
their phone.
Honestly, I think that I have yet to see a person in a tournament not have a phone. I'm just going to say it doesn't matter what their age is.
I totally agree.
Um,
Yeah.
but when you force a crowd of people to do something, it just never works out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I finally got into pickleball after playing tennis my whole life. I finally got it,
Nice.
and so I'm playing with a lot. In fact, there's a lady 83 and a lady 85 that play with us on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. And talking to a lot of those folks, none of those guys use apps or know how to use apps or anything like that in their phone. They know how to use a phone, but they don't go into the other aspects of using a phone. So,
Right.
you
And
know,
honestly, I would just suggest to anybody going to the WSOP to install that app like right now and start getting familiar with it. I
yeah,
installed it this morning when I was still at my other hotel before I left on the road. I was like, well, let me install this and see what it looks like so far. Right now, I will
right.
not be registering through the app. I I don't know. I just see too many possible issues, and so I just don't want to get caught up. Maybe in 2 years from now, if they have it perfected and it's the same app, I would consider putting my credit card or whatever information into the app. Um, but I wanted to get it installed, and the last process is getting it verified at the WSOP. Well, if I'm not putting any credit card information on it, I don't have to have my account verified. So there you go.
Yep. There you go. Well, and where this is all coming from. It's a lot of it's coming from the cruise lines because they see how successful the cruise lines have been with their apps for cruisers, and basically now pretty much if you're going to go on any mainstream cruise line, you have to have their app. Otherwise, you're not going to
Yep.
get a lot of information if you don't. You really do because you need it. You even need it now to check in when you go
Oh,
to
I
the
know.
the terminal. So
Oh, I
that's
know.
that's where a lot of that's coming from. They're just going that same direction as a lot of businesses and cruise companies have been going here in the last few years. So
And honestly, I resent that. I don't like being forced to buy their product, install their end product. If I choose to put that on my phone, fine. But to make it that I have to is just bullshit.
well, it's that's just the way they're gleaning their information. That's what they're doing. It's so but it is what it is. What are you going to do? So they're just thinking they're moving forward. You never know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep our data safe or not.
That's the key. That's the
Yeah,
whole key to it.
that's, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the whole
Oh, I
key to it.
do.
So,
And they're going to have to prove to me that they can before I ever put my credit card or debit card information in there.
well, it would be a mess if something ever happened. That's for sure. I'll tell you
Well,
that.
and it's happened with the casinos, MGM. That
Yeah,
was a
I
big
agree.
breach of
I agree.
information. So I don't know. It's just it's a nightmare when our information is sold. Then we have to, change what we're doing and get new cards. And
Yeah, I agree.
It's annoying. So,
I watch a lot of travel stuff on YouTube, and there's a number of these guys that tout a number of a few different companies that can protect your information, especially if you travel a lot. So that technology is out there now.
oh yeah, I choose just not to put it in. That is a foolproof system.
Yes, that is. If it ain't there, they can't read it.
Exactly. Now let me ask Karen. Karen, when are you going up to Cherokee, and what are you going to play?
So I'm leaving in the morning and probably going to play the last flight of the monster, but I'm going to have to enter late because it starts at 10. I have to take my husband to the doctor in the morning because he just had cataract surgery.
Oh,
So
okay.
he has a follow-up appointment in the morning. So that was kind of happened. Like I didn't realize that there was the follow-up appointment. It's still going to work out. I just going to have to enter late.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure what else I'm going to play, but that's the plan for tomorrow. And then I'm coming back home Sunday.
Okay. Cool.
So you going to Harris, Cherokee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they opened that. Wow. I'm Karen. I'm an old fart, so I remember all this stuff. But it's
I love it.
because I opened Harris' first Native American casino in Phoenix, in Maricopa. So that was their first one, and I remember when they went to the tribe out there and pitched their stuff to them and built their beautiful resort for them. And then I ended up at Tulsa, opening the actual Cherokees first resort there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it's interesting that. But I've never been there, but from what I hear, it's an absolutely beautiful place, and
Oh, it's a beaut.
they
I tell you, the setting is beautiful there.
yeah,
It
that's what I've
really
heard,
is.
and they do a good job with their poker, from what I understand as well. So
Yeah, they do. The only
yeah.
problem with Harris Cherokee, North Carolina, is they don't give good benefits to the players. Like they not only the poker players, but slot play everything. Like their rewards is probably a third less than anywhere else in the nation
You want to know why?
because they can.
They don't have to.
Exactly. No, I know.
You
Trust
know
me,
what I
I've
mean?
had this conversation a
Yeah,
million times.
I'm
Honestly,
sure.
they're
Yeah,
terrible.
that's why. Yeah, that's exactly why. So
I mean,
I
they
tell
don't
you,
even give $1 per hour to the poker players. They give 70
oh,
cents.
oh, that's bad.
Yeah,
That's really bad. I remember in the old days we used to give them $2, $2 an hour.
yeah,
So after like 3 hours, they could get something to eat.
exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
well, it is what it is. It's when you have someone in a market like that has a pretty much has the market wrapped up there. It's just like cruise ships. Your return on your investment on cruise ships is not going to be good. It'll only be good if you get the offers. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
So, but the machines, I'll guarantee you, those machines are set pretty high in their algorithms. So they're holding a lot more in your money than anybody like in Vegas or anywhere else.
Well,
Any,
I mean, it's a proven fact at the Cherokee location. Um, they choose, say, I don't know the exact percentages, but say by law, their payout has to be 85% by law. They're paying out 65%, and
right.
they're blowing off the law because what they're paying in a fine to pay out less is less than if they did the payout.
I'm wondering why they, because they're a sovereign nation. So I'm just wondering if the law doesn't even apply to them.
Oh, no, it
It just
does.
depends.
And let me
Okay,
tell
all
you
right.
why I know. Because a lawyer contacted me, a friend of mine who lives up there, and he
Mm-hmm.
contacted me. I want to say it might have been just right before COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's been a few years ago. And he wanted me to help him. He wanted me to help him blow the lid off of it. And I was like, I don't think I want to get involved. Like, because first of all, he had a bone to pick with the tribe,
Yeah,
and
that'll do.
that has nothing to do with me, and that's never going to end up well for me, right? And because
No, it won't.
I love that location, and
Yeah.
so and anytime I've had an issue there, I've just gone to the powers that be. As a matter of fact, I went and talked to a tribal member one time because of something I saw in the poker room that wasn't being addressed, even though many people reported it. So I just went to the tribal member and I said, "Look, this is a situation that needs to be handled. I don't know if your staff doesn't understand the severity of what's going on. I'm not sure, but somebody needs to look into this." And you know what? They took care of it. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm always about, trying to get it fixed. But he told me, like, he laid it out for me, like what they were doing, like he investigated it all, what they were doing,
Mhm.
what they were not doing. Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
that's not much you can do in that situation.
Absolutely not. It's their property,
That's right.
and we're a captive audience, so they can do
Yeah.
whatever the hell they want.
Well, that's why you need competition.
Yes, and that's why we're hoping that legal gambling comes to Atlanta and soon,
Oh, there you go.
because then they have competition, and they're going to have to straighten up their acts.
Right. I totally agree with you.
So that's
Totally
how
agree.
that's going to end.
Well, that'd be cool if Atlanta got that. That'd be cool.
It's going to be in the next 5 years, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
We're close. We're close. We have about five major um, casinos, like, lobbying hard. So it's not going to be much longer.
Oh yeah, that'd be a hell of a market.
Yeah. Oh, you got MGM, you've got Caesars, you got big properties coming here to
Yeah,
lobby for it. And
absolutely.
guess who's lobbying against it?
Well, of course.
Not
Can you
hard to
blame
guess
them?
that one. No, of
You
course, because we're
can't
probably
blame them. No.
90% of
No.
their business is probably from Atlanta. So,
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for the tribes, and I there's a few I don't have a lot of respect for because I know what they're doing. But for a lot of them, like especially the Seminoles, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. They're
I
during the
think
pandemic.
I have to give them props as well. I think they have it figured out. Like, I
Yeah.
really do. I never feel like I'm being treated differently, or like I'm like, sometimes you'll go to a tribe and location, and you almost feel like you're being treated differently.
Oh, absolutely. It's called Gila River in Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
having
No.
grown up, having seen them grow up there, and stuff like that. It's
And they're not
amazing.
the only one. I've
No,
been
I,
to
I
many
agree.
tribe casinos around the nation, and you
Yeah.
know, there's some that just have it figured out, and the Seminoles in Florida definitely have it figured out.
And the one thing they did during the pandemic was they have 9,000 employees. They gave every one of them a stipend every week, and they paid both ends of their health insurance during the entirety of the pandemic. So they're
Kudos to
amazing.
them.
Yes, absolutely. They take care of their own, and it doesn't
Yep.
make any difference if you're white, green, black, blue, or red. If
Right.
if you work for the tribe, you are a member as far as they're concerned, and they're just good people. So yeah.
I love that.
So when were we going to start the your spaces for the World Series?
Okay, so let's see. The kickoff show is going to be May 26th, and that's the day before the WSOP starts on the 27th. So the
Okay,
kickoff show is the 26th, and then the day one is the 27th.
27. All right, I'll put that in my calendar so
Yeah,
I
awesome.
make sure I know it. 26 and 27. Got it. So that'll be fun. That'll
It
be
will
fun.
be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I've just had a bunch of mess going on, so hopefully I'm getting all of that out of my way and behind me, and so I can start focusing on the daily
Yeah.
shows, because I am
Hard,
excited.
hard to believe it's here again.
Right?
Last year went pretty quick. So
Oh,
especially when, especially when you get to my age.
well, and I think we could probably all say that. When you stop to think about time, it's amazing how quick it goes.
Yeah,
It's so crazy.
it's really crazy. But anyway.
It really is. All right, Patrice sent me some rules. Hold on. She sent me a screenshot of Kevin Mather's thread, and he said, Rule number 16, a no show policy. Players who don't take their seat by the end of the first break will be considered a no show, and the buy ins are refunded. The only exceptions are the shootout and heads up, where the stacks are blinded off.
Wow. That's interesting.
Well, that's kind of crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
let's see, by the end of the first break. Well, who's going to report to? I guess the dealers will have to report to the powers that be that this person's not shown up. Because
Right.
how are they going to know that person hasn't shown up?
Well, they'll know. There'll probably be a button or something they'll have to use for it. But anyway, yeah, I would think they'd have to do something. But I mean, so usually a first break, if you're doing an hour long um, blind, would be the first 2 hours. So it'd be within 2 hours.
Right.
So that's interesting. Very interesting.
Then Rule 21 says cancellations for online registration should be made on the WSOP Plus app before the start of the event. If you need to cancel an online registration after the start of the tournament, the cancellation must be done in person.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
huh.
Jesus, this is going to be a shit show.
Wow.
Then it says Rule 34 entrants are assigned a table slash seat via a random computer selection or random manual selection in the case of a computer failure or late registrants. The host properties also reserve the right to add a chair to a table to accommodate demand.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. Here we go.
Ay,
Oh,
ay, ay.
well, this
Thank
is
you for
okay.
sending that to me, Patty.
So Caesars sold the rights to the World Series of Poker, right?
Yes, but
Is it with
they sold it to GG, but GG has
GG?
contracted the WSOP crew to still run it.
Oh, so Jack's still running it? Is it?
Yes,
And these things are coming to forbearance. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. I thought he was more of a purist, but I guess not.
you got to go where the money is, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's something influencing these decisions. I mean, in some ways, it's better for the. It's okay for the. It's better for the player. But I would now. Did it say that they will be blinded off the first 2 hours before the break?
Oh yeah, as soon as this tournament starts, your stack is live,
Okay, it's live. All right. So all they're doing is okay. They're going to refund
picking
the
it
money
up.
though.
They're
They're
just
going
going
to
to pick it up at the break.
yeah, but they're going to refund the money though. They're going to refund the
Yes,
buy-in.
yes,
Wow. Well, that's a hell of a deal.
yes,
Because shit happens, right? So, oh my
right.
God.
And
Well, that's
hopefully they won't have many people that they'll have to do
yeah,
that for.
yeah,
But
exactly. Well,
yeah, it's
that's more player friendly. That's so because the stuff does happen. So, all right,
right
that's
for
interesting.
sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see how this online registration stuff goes. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure they're trying to compact it so it's less uh, it's less of a burden on their staff.
Well, now, is there a fee for registering online through this app? Is there a fee?
I
Whereas if I
no,
register,
there shouldn't be. No, there
if I
shouldn't be.
register in person, there's no fee. But if I register through the app, there's a fee.
Well, that would be
Because there
stupid.
was a
That would be
fee. on Bravo app or whatever they used in this last year and the year before or whatever, there were fees involved.
Yes, I never did it on Brahma. I don't think.
I don't know if
But
it was Bravo. I don't remember what the app was because I never
yeah,
used it, but
yeah,
whatever
Eric and
the
I
app
always
was.
went. We always went to the cage to register. We never
Yeah.
did it online. But I mean, that they shouldn't be charging fees for that.
No, there
That's
was.
stupid.
There was
If they're trying
definitely
to
a
take
fee.
the pressure off the cage, which I can understand, so they don't have
Absolutely.
these horrendous lines, for people trying to register, they shouldn't be charging a fee, you know.
Yeah.
So
Because you're actually saving money by not having a person involved with
exactly right,
registering.
and not having players having to wait an hour in line and stuff like
Yep.
that.
No,
I,
but they are definitely charging a fee. I mean, they were. I'm assuming the fee's going to be this year as well, but
well, we got to find out from somebody
we
who
will.
registers through
Oh,
the
we
app.
will.
You know,
Trust me, we will be going over all of that in the kickoff show. Right now, I'm traveling home after a funeral, so haven't been diving into that.
yep, I'm sure. Yeah,
So, but we will
I'm sure
definitely
somebody
have
will
it.
know too. Yeah.
I'm
So
actually hoping that Kevin Mathers will stop by for the kickoff show and discuss all of the
that would be terrific.
registration stuff. Yeah, I asked him
That would
to.
be,
Yeah,
yeah, that'd
we'll
be
see
great.
if he can make it or not. And I always ask him to come talk the registration stuff because I just don't want to tell somebody something wrong, you know?
Well, I agree. I totally agree. You want
Yeah.
the
So
right
hopefully he'll have time to stop
Yeah,
in.
he's a good guy. I used to run into him at some of the Hard Rock events. And
Oh, yeah.
really good guy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So looking forward to it. Absolutely.
Well, I'm gonna sign. You have a good night in Nashville.
Thank you.
Rest and relax,
Thank you.
because it's gonna start getting crazy pretty soon here.
Well, I leave next week, the 14th. I leave
You're
from,
gonna
yeah, I go to Spokane and I'll be there for a month. And then I go from there to the WSOP.
there you
And I'm
go.
like, so whatever I need for the meetup game, I've got to take with me next week. So I'm like, what do I need for the meetup game?
Minor detail.
Right? So, um, yeah, so it's me having to leave town for a week right now was not like in the best of my,
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
schedule, but you
Yeah,
just got to do it, right?
yeah, yeah. That's
Now, are
life.
you coming out to watch your kid play this summer? Or what are you
No,
doing?
no, he's not going to play the main event this year. I think he learned his lesson.
Okay.
He's not ready for it. But
All
anyway, no,
right.
I'm not coming. Their prices are just ridiculous. You know,
I
for
agree.
what what it costs you to go to Vegas for a week, we can go to Europe for 2 weeks. So it's
No, I
like, come
get it.
on, you know,
I get it. Yeah, for sure. I
it's not
get it.
worth it. So that's why I'll enjoy doing the show with you. And so he's going, but he's not going to play the main event. If you were going to play the main event again, I might think about it. But if he and I could share a room together, but
Right.
because he gets him free, so it's like. But yeah, for me to go, no, it's not worth it. So
All right. Very good.
but so I'll see you on the 26th then.
Sounds great, bud. I'll probably reach out to you before then.
Okay, that sounds good, Cher. So
All
you
right.
take care
Thank
of
you, Rick.
yourself, my dear. Have a
Thank
safe
you.
trip to Seattle
Thank you.
or
Thank you.
Spokane.
Spokane. Yep.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. Take care.
Thanks, bud.
Bye bye.
Bye. Patricia or ASG, if you guys want to come up and chat, just request that microphone button. Karen, how soon before you have to go pick up your son? I know it's getting to be that time.
Yeah, so probably leave here at about 10 till 4.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I come home, got to get dinner finished up, and then I have to shower. Then I'm going to Showdown.
I love it.
Y-
Love
Yeah,
it.
and last week, I can't remember if I told you. I don't think I did, but maybe I did. I went last Tuesday, and did I tell you that Dan and Sarah were there? Oh,
Yes.
okay, I
We
did tell
did
you.
talk about that.
Okay.
Yes. 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 I love that. Love it. Is Stacy going up with you or no?
No, she's not going. I think it's a little bit harder for her to go during the week, even though she lives closer than you do. It's still a bit of a drive. She's over in Vinings.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Does she work? I did. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do I
so
know this?
she has a pretty demanding job. And then yeah, so she works, and then her cat is going to need surgery soon, so she's busy with that.
Yeah.
So that's another reason she wouldn't come over because of the cat.
Well, that's all right. There's always next time.
Yeah, definitely.
That's for sure. You know what? There's always a poker game somewhere. Well, I won't get to come up to where you're going tonight until July now. Turn your speaker on.
Wait, what happened?
I said she shut her speaker off. I said I won't be able to come up to play where you're at until when I get back, unless I happen to sneak out before I leave town. But
Yeah, remind me when you're leaving because I know it's soon.
yeah, the 14th.
Okay, 8 days.
Yeah. And I did quite a bit in preparation before I left for Chicago, but I still have so much to do. It's a long time to be gone. You got to have stuff ready for the house, and you know, it's my grandbaby's first birthday, so I got to be have stuff to take with me for that. And, oh, yeah, yeah. The meetup game.
Yeah, that's a lot of planning ahead.
Yeah, I just, and I sat down and made some lists before I left and was able to stack some stuff up and get it ready. And I actually took some books that I had bought for the Splash the Pots. I took them with me to Chicago and asked my daughter to take them home with her so that it'll lighten my suitcase because I'm worried about my weight in my suitcases. Because I had like 6 books and I was like, okay, I have some other stuff for the meetup game. I may end up overweight. So she's like, yeah, bring them to me. So she took those books because I have a spare suitcase at her house. Because when we travel there, we're always taking stuff from my house that belongs to my kids that live out there. And so we always have this one suitcase that's either left at my house or her house. Well, it's at her house right now. So I'll use it for my um, Vegas stuff because I've had some stuff shipped to her house for the meetup game too. So, yeah, it's a little crazy.
Man, busy times.
It gets done though, somehow, some way, it gets done. But my grandbaby's going to be 1, and I don't know if you guys do this, but we do it. It's a little tradition. You put a little shot glass, a rosary, and then a coin out on the high chair in front of them, and then whatever one they pick is their path in life. Have you guys ever done that?
No, that sounds neat. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So of course, everybody wants their kid to pick the rosary, so they're a good, maybe they'll be a nun or a priest. Oh God, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So I got to remember to take that with me because I'm sure my daughter doesn't have a rosary anymore. I'm sure it's still in her stuff at my house, but anyway, yeah, here we are. What's up, Fats? Hello.
Hey, Fat.
Wow, it's like a threesome here.
Fats is in heaven. Oh, that's funny.
It's unbelievable. What a quaint little space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
This is how we used to be when we first started. We'd have only 3 or 4 people for hours, and it was so fun. And then people would come in and go out and come in and go out and, just chit chat.
So what gossip did I just walk in on?
We were just talking about me trying to get organized to go to Spokane next week. Nothing that exciting.
That I thought that trip was already spoken for.
But are you going to be able to join us Saturday at noon, Fats?
Saturday at noon, is that the league space thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll probably just send me a reminder.
All
I
right.
should be free.
I need you to DM me any suggestions for a team name.
Team name. Team Fats.
Team Fats. If that's what you want it to be, text it to me and I'll put it on the list.
Or how about how many females we have on the team?
Me and Karen.
Just you two? Fats is Angels +7.
Somehow I don't think the other guys are going to fall for that one, but you never know.
What, Jen? It's just me, Sherry, and Karen in a space.
Fats' lucky day. How you feeling after that last chemo treatment, bud?
Good, good. It's, seems like noticeable improvement after each one, so that's good.
That's
Two
really
more, and then we'll do another PET scan and see if there how much improvement there really was.
excellent. And when's the next one? In about 2, 3 weeks or what?
20 Friday the 23rd.
All right. Very good. Very good. What else you been doing to keep busy since you're not doing any sports betting?
I'm watching a lot of TV.
Okay, catching up. What are you watch? Are you like binging any shows or what?
Um, I caught up on a couple binges where I'd watched the first season, never caught the second season.
Yeah.
I just watched it was only 6 episodes. I just watched the second season of The Diplomat with Kerry Russell.
Was it good?
Yeah, yeah, it was a pretty shocking ending to the second season.
I've not seen that one. Have you watched There's a Murderer in the Building?
No, I never got into that one.
It's a good one.
I'm sure I would. I'm sure I would like it, but I never got into it.
I'm going to tell you, you need to watch it, Fats, because it has Steve Martin and Martin Shore and Selena Gomez. And then there's a lot of different guest appearances by people like Sting and Amy Schumer. And it's funny. It's
Hey,
really a,
Sherry, remind me to watch that right after you see Elf.
yeah, whatever. I've seen Elf in the Spaces. That's it.
Not that Elf.
Got you. Honestly, you would like that show. But how about what other show was I watching? Um, oh, I can't think of what that other one. Canyon something. Canyon.
Not Yellowstone.
Oh, of course, Yellowstone. Love me some.
I've seen that.
There's something Canyon something. Oh, I can't think of what it is, but it's a good one too. I just finished that one like 3 weeks ago.
See, I got to be careful now. Once you know you have cancer, you got to be careful. You don't want to start a series that's going to go on for 10 years because you never see the end of it.
Stop it. Stop it. You are going to see the end of it. That's your goal. You got to make it to the end of the series, bud. No ducking out early.
I know. So certain shows you gotta, you have to call it on.
I hear you. Did you ever watch oh, what's that other one? The Ozarks?
Love the Ozarks. I've watched it twice,
Yeah,
I think.
that was a good one too. I liked that one. What about
That's
Outer Banks? Did you like Outer
very well
Banks?
done. No, I never watched Outer Banks.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that one too. I
Yeah, that
wish,
had been on my list. I never got to it.
yeah, that was a good one. I wish I could think of this Canyon one. Let me see if I could look it up while we're talking. It was Canyon something.
The Ozarks one, that really just sucked you right in from the first
Oh,
episode.
hell yeah.
I mean, I've watched Breaking Bad twice. I've watched the entire 24 series with Kiefer Sutherland. I think I've seen that 3 times.
I love that show. I was addicted to that show. I don't think I ended up I don't think I ended up seeing the last season of that.
Hmm. I remember I think the second time after I had seen them all, and then I went and watched straight through the whole series.
Right.
I kept a chart to try to look for time flaws where they really couldn't have done what they did in the time
Right.
span. I kind of double checked the time, and it was interesting. There was just a couple of spots where um, we had to give them a lot of leeway, but there was only a couple spots where it was a glaring violation of the time rule.
That's so funny that you were trying to monitor that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, could they have really gotten from this point to this point in that much time? And because I mean, when you really start and think about it, by the time you go through an entire season, that entire show, all the stuff that took place had to happen in 24 hours straight.
Oh, I
It's just
know.
one day, just one day.
And that's what my son would always say. There's no way all this is happening in 24 hours. And we would just laugh because he would get so bent out of shape that they were trying to make it sound like this was a 24-hour period of time. He would get so bent out of shape about it. It was so funny.
But they did it. They did a pretty good job, though.
Yeah. No, they did. And don't forget
Jack
your.
Bauer never goes to the bathroom.
Wait, go. Say that again, ASG?
Jack Bauer never goes to the bathroom.
That's true. That's true. Did he ever eat and drink?
Very, very few instances of eating, drinking, or bathroom. But it's not like there were spots where he would have had time to grab something, though.
True.
And somehow he was able to drive through LA no problem every time.
Ah, so funny. I love that show though. It was well written. Did you watch Prison Break, Fats?
No.
I think you would like that one.
Well, since you were talking about I came in, you were mentioning Kerry Russell. Did you watch The Americans?
No.
Oh, Kerry Russell, The
Okay.
Americans.
Was it
That was
good?
a good. That was a great series.
Oh, I have to
Have
put
you
on.
never seen that?
No.
Oh my God, that's a classic. They're Kerry Russell and the guy who plays her husband. They they're like a Russian um They were raised in America, but as Russian spies, and they run a covert Russian spy operation.
I'll be
And
done.
the FBI agent lives right next door to them, and they just kind of go about their business, and there's the big overlap. It's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you for that. I might have to do that.
Very very good series.
Awesome. Don't forget to have your list of people you want to, put on the draft list Saturday, and your ideas for the name of our team, people.
And actually, if you want to talk about 24 Fats, I remember there was one year in the March Madness tournament when they were upsetting everybody that we said anybody who watched 24 knows you don't mess with George Mason, because he was like Bauer's boss or something. I forget, but yeah.
Wasn't that the name of one of the characters, George Mason?
Yeah, it was his boss, wasn't it?
Yeah. He ended up flying the plane in at the end or something.
I didn't see the last. I don't think I did. I don't think I saw the last couple episodes of that one. I think something happened and I was like over it. Like I couldn't believe that took place, kind of thing. I probably should go back and watch it.
I'll tell you, the most annoying thing in that show though was in the one of the second or third season was his daughter. I mean, he's trying to save the world, and his daughter's got all this other drama going on alongside everything.
Yes. She was the biggest pain in the ass.
Yeah. Up, guys, I'm gonna dip back out. I just want to pop in and say hello.
Well, I'm glad you did, buddy.
See, Fats.
All right. See you, Karen. ASG. Sheriff.
Bye, bud.
Talk to you guys later.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me this time? Okay, because, yeah, my connection was screwing up. But, yeah, there was a story in the first season that they wanted... the mother and the daughter had a car crash, and they wanted to just have them be knocked out for a while, but the actress was too popular, so they had to actually show them for multiple episodes. So they had to just come up with something, and that's how come the mother got amnesia, and the daughter was attacked by a wolf or something. I forget exactly what
Yeah.
happened that first season, but they
Yeah.
had to make that up on the fly because they weren't allowed to just be knocked out in the car.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. You got all this figured out for the registration for the WSOP, so you'll be our point man on the Daily Show.
Well, I tried to get set on the app, as soon as they launched it, whatever, just to get myself registered, and then it was like, oh, you actually need to go to
You have to be
Paris or
verified.
whatever.
It's the third step.
Yeah, I'm saying the third step. I thought it would be like the kind of the online verification where you just take a picture of your license and send it, but no, you got to be there in real life.
Yeah, that's what Kevin was saying when he had a space yesterday. That you could set up the first two parts, but then the third part is you got to do, excuse me, I got the hiccups, the in person verification. But you only have to do that once per year. So every year you're going to have to go do the in person certification. I got the
Oh,
hiccups.
you have to do that once per year? I thought once you're registered, you're
Nope.
registered. Oh, God.
Nope. Once
So what
per
time
year
is
you got
this
to go.
saving then?
Exactly. Once per year, you're going to have verification.
Okay,
It's
well,
so stupid.
well, I like the other part that's really not registration related. Then, where it sounds like they're using a lot of the stuff that certain competitors had already uh, that Bravo wasn't able to do,
Like what?
like with the table assignments and the whatever. And I'm thinking soon in the future they'll be able to even do that with chip counts. This is a lot of technology that is integrated in the Poker Atlas app.
But here's the thing, who's going to put the chip counts in?
Oh no, I'm saying instead of you bagging, you can just you'll be able to count, and they'll be able to count and just assign it to you. And
Yeah, who's doing that?
oh, it'll just
The
be like
dealer?
yeah, at the end of the day, the dealer or the floor will at each table.
The dealer's going to have an iPad? Okay.
Yeah.
If we wait for the floor, we're going to wait for the floor to do, 100 tables?
Oh no, at the end of the day, not you don't need to wait for him. You have your count, and then the floor will just confirm or whatever, or the yeah.
Sounds
We'll
like
see
a
how it works.
nightmare to me. Unless you have a tablet at the table and the dealer verifies your chip amount, like you counts out your stack, and then you put it in the bag and he enters it onto the tablet. If it's not being done that way, it's going to be an absolute shit show. And who's going to teach the dealers how to use that tablet and the program? Because we already know we
Yeah,
have
we'll
some
find.
new dealers that could barely deal. And now you
Yeah,
want them to do that stuff? Come on.
they probably at least won't be. Actually, the new ones will probably be easier to train than the ones that have already been doing it a certain way.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I have a friend that just went through Heather's training in January, and she is 69 years old. So it's not
Good.
just young ones getting trained to deal.
Oh yeah, I see them of all ages when I'm there. It's an adventure.
Yeah. It would be different if it was just a poker room with 30 tables. Yeah. All the electronic stuff would be phenomenal. But hundreds of tables, and then hundreds of dealers, you're relying on hundreds of dealers to be able to be proficient at an app. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot more players and dealers in this compared to the Bahamas. So I don't know if using the Bahamas is a great.
Exactly. They use the Bahamas as the testing ground, right? So that was their beta test. And now they think that, oh, we beta tested it. Let's go, for the gusto.
Yeah,
Fingers
they should be.
crossed. I hope it works.
Yeah, they should be beta testing at Commerce.
Right, right. Or one of the circuit events that still has a
Well,
large body,
that's
but
what I
not
meant.
as big. Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
meant because Commerce is the last circuit event before
There you
the
go.
series. Is especially the TOC. You could be like, hey, it's kind of a free buy-in for you anyway. So here's
All
the guinea
right.
pigs. Deal with it. Just like,
All right. Yeah, let's try it out at a circuit event first before we go for the gusto at the damn WSOP. I mean, geez, like, oh my goodness. I pray that it all works out because, to make, definitely the administration's job a lot easier. I just don't, how much you're going to rely on our dealers to put information in. I don't know. I see that as it could be a break in the link. You have some dealers that'll be Johnny on the spot, it'll be no problem, perfect, and then you'll have some that are just not going to be, you know, proficient. It is what
I
it
mean, that's like every. Oh my god. I'm just remembering my. Yeah, I mean, my couple of years so far of WSOP experience because I haven't been that much, and it's like that for all the games.
Yeah.
Especially like as a PLO player, some of them you say pot and you just get this blank stare, and you're like, oh god, okay, so the pot is.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. And it's not being disrespectful. It's just being, it is what it is because we know they need so many dealers, and they rely on a lot of new dealers, and we want those new dealers to come back next year and the following year as, better dealers. But you know, I just don't know if it's going to be a smooth transition with if they give them all an iPad. I don't know. Let's just say I'm glad I'm going toward the end of June because all of this will be tested by the time I get there.
My first event will be 1D of the main, so they'll be fully
Whoop,
in.
whoop. Sick brag, sick brag. I wish I was still going to be there. I haven't booked my flight home yet. I got to figure that out. I was working on that before all these deaths in my family. So when I get back home,
Or maybe
I
I
got.
won't be there. You know what my nearest airport is.
Wait, say that again?
I said you know what my airport is, so maybe I won't be there.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Newark's having fun right now, man.
Oh, craziness. Crazy.
I mean,
I'll
I
have it straight now.
I guess I'll deal. If I have to move everything to LaGuardia, I guess I'll deal. But oh my god, I hate those New York airports so much.
Yeah, but you got to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to figure out when I'm coming home. Because if I'm staying later than I already have my hotel reservations for, then I need to book another hotel and then my airline ticket. So I need to figure that out this week. As soon as I get home, I'm not working on that right now at the hotel. Forget about it. Karen's getting ready to go up to Cherokee to play the Monster Stack.
I mean, I probably shouldn't be going to Showdown tonight, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh, it'll be fun. You'll be glad you do.
I'm just gonna be up late.
You'll be glad. You'll be glad you do it. Fun group of people.
Yeah, it should be fun. And then I still hadn't released my content, but I'm gonna now that I'm getting a little more caught up.
Oh, good. Very good. Just a reminder to those that are listening, the fifth official Spaces Meetup Game is June the 21st at the Bellagio at 1 p.m. Come one, come all. It's hard to believe it's May already and WSOP is a few weeks away. It's crazy. Going by too quickly. Has SW been in the spaces, Karen? ASG?
I saw him in a space actually. I think it was one of the sports betting spaces, and he was on the panel.
Oh, good. I sent him a message a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't heard back. I'm just checking in on him. So just was, he had that accident. I wanted to make sure he's doing all right.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had an accident. I hope he's okay.
It's been, oh, wait, I want to say it was maybe even like last August. No, it was after school started because it could have been late August. I don't know when his school starts, but he got hit by a school bus.
Man, somehow I miss. Oh, I do remember that. I do remember that now. His,
So, and he was really
yeah.
kind of had some injuries that were kind of lingering. So, anyway, was just checking up on him. Well, I think I'm going to end the space, you guys. I just thought we could chit chat for a little bit and catch up. So glad we did.
Glad we got to chat a little. I was listening. Sorry I wasn't talking too much. I'm about
Oh,
to head out the door to get my son.
yeah, I know you got to go carpool, so to speak. No worries. It's that time of day for you, and I know ASG's working hard too. And it was just fun to chit chat on the road, as you guys know, and just thought we could catch up a little bit. And so glad we did, you guys.
Well, drive safe.
Thank you. Good luck tonight, huh?
Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. ASG, you take care, and those that are listening, have a good evening, everybody. Bye.
Oh, I,
Go ahead,
Bye,
ASG.
guys.
Oh, he's cutting out.
Oh.
Okay. Bye.